So you want to buy a forever bike? You want something special to ride it forever, keep it in the garage, and never sell it. But you don't want to spend too much money. Don't you worry, you have options. What is a forever bike? It's something more than just a mere machine, and it may hold an emotional value beyond money. When you think of a forever bike, you often imagine something rare, something from the past, something expensive. But what if I tell you it's actually the other way around? I know it's a very controversial opinion. You see, you can buy a very special bike because someone, somewhere, used to ride something similar or identical. Maybe you saw it in the movie. Maybe this motorcycle won a championship. Maybe your dad had one when he was young. And it's very nice when you own a piece of history, but only if you're starting a museum. But if you want to actually ride a motorcycle and make your own history with it, then you need something more simple. Well, if you want quality, then the answer is always a Honda, maybe a CB650R, for example. If you're an older rider, then for the nostalgia and for the look alone, you can buy a Z650RS or Z900RS. If you want to build your own track weapon, or if you want a project bike to love and modify with some high-quality performance parts, get an SV650. If you want to commute from point A to point B, then you should probably buy a Versys 650. And finally, if you want to feel that pure motorcycle experience, if you just want to get on the road and ride a bike, and if you understand that nothing else matters but the journey, get an MT-07. Those bikes are fast and reliable, and you can find aftermarket parts of all types everywhere. The MT-07 is great, and you can improve it even more to suit your needs better. You can do whatever you want with it. If you think that the MT-07 looks nice, and you really like that naked transformer style, then the answer is even more obvious. But for those of you who hate the look of the MT-07, hear me out. You can abuse this thing, and you can adore it for how simple it is. The guy from Regular Car Review once said this about Miata, but I want to quote him here. When you ride an MT-07, you're not paying attention to the MT-07, you're paying attention to the world. The bike accelerates, you feel the wind, and you're having fun, but you don't feel like you're riding something special. Ask yourself, what makes a perfect bike? Is it the look, the performance, or maybe the model's history? It's what you feel when you ride it. It's all about how you feel on the bike, not how you feel about the bike. I hope that makes sense. Some people may say these bikes are everywhere, and you need something special because you're not like the others. However, you can always make this bike your own. You can always change something. With this bike, it's very easy. And then, at some point, you'll realize that this motorcycle is very special, not because it's beautiful, not because it has superior quality or the best tech, but because of how many memories you have together. If you look like a circus bear on a bicycle when you ride it, who cares? Have you ever heard of that book called Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance? This book is about anything but motorcycles. The motorcycle isn't important. Riding a motorcycle is like wearing shoes. You've got to keep them clean and tie your shoelaces, and that's it. It should be simple. It should be easy. Maybe it sounds like a nonsense, but I just want to share my thoughts with you. This bike is far from being beautiful. You'll never store this motorcycle in the living room to look at it for hours. It's very difficult to love something if you don't like the way it looks. But when you love something not because of the look, then you know this love is very special. We can love ugly things. Imperfection might be appealing. Imperfection has a beauty of its own because imperfection makes things unique. No fancy electronics? No problem. A tiny rust spot on the swing arm? No problem. Clanky gearbox, cheap plastic, soft suspension? No problem. Only the engine is important. You can fix everything else, and the engine is flawless. The MT-07 is a perfect forever bike. But it's all up to you. Ask yourself, what do you really want from the bike? Do you want it to be beautiful in every aspect, or do you want to use it like if it were just a barbell at the gym? You buy a motorcycle because you want to ride a motorcycle. That's all that matters.